Hello, welcome. So we're going to be doing something different today. I'm going to be reading something I wrote. After I read this, I'm going to read something else, and I'll explain that after. Okay, so this is what you can. I read this kind of like a poem, but it's still, in truth. I say poem because of, well, you'll see. So, okay, here it goes. I am alone in who I am as my body, my mind, and my being, which is my awareness. No relationship, no person or group of people or anything physical of this world or not of this world can be me. Live me, position in my space, position of me. In that sense, yes, I am unique. I am alone. I embrace my aloneness. I will stop trying to fulfill me through other people. That is not possible. What is, in fact, happening is that I'm creating a feeling or an experience within me and creating an illusion as a belief that I'm not alone. This is done through a simulation of pictures, images, imaginating of sounds, just like a hallucination, to believe I'm not alone. The truth is, however, I am alone, which is when I see with my physical senses. No one can be, live, me, my body, my mind, my being. This is me, uniquely here. I am alone with me as me. I embrace this aloneness because it is real, true, honest, and because I can actually create things well. I can accomplish and work with what is here when I recognize and embrace me, which is the mind, the body, and the being. With me, that is how I can create. I am alone. I am one. This is real. This body is real. This mind is real. This being is real. What is not real is believing that I can be fulfilled as me through a belief that I'm not alone, that someone or something is fulfilling me, like nature or the trees, giving me a feeling like I'm not alone, or people, persons giving me that feeling I'm not alone, or people my age, young people, giving me a feeling I'm not alone, or women, the opposite sex, giving me a feeling I'm not alone, all through a simulation created through the mind. The mind is powerful enough to create such a simulation, to justify and bring to life in a simulated way the belief as an experience that I am not alone. I am alone, with and as me. I am alone with me. I can have the most perfect relationship ever and grow old with that person, yet I'm still alone. That person is not me. That person cannot live as me. That person cannot experience what it is like to be me. That person cannot fulfill me or live my life. I am alone. Now, what I just read, I put in the description box so you can read it there as well. So, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to have a brief moment of silence, and then I'm going to be reading something else. Okay. So, this isn't a poem. This is me saying things which I've never said before. And even having written this down, I really never written them down before. These aren't, all these statements I'm about to say, they aren't directed to one person. And in my memories, I'm actually accessing a lot of different people from across my life. And so it's not towards one person per se, it's just towards different people. And I find that, I don't know, there's something interesting when I say them, when I say these statements, I'm actually sort of, let's say, meaning them. Uh, I don't know really how to explain it, but I'm just doing this just to see. Okay, let's try it. You are great. You are so wonderful. You are such a great friend. You are always there for me. You are so reliable and dependable. I love spending time with you. I love your presence. I enjoy your company. You are so fun to be with. You are such a great person. You are so smart. You are so bright and intelligent. You're so strong. You're so handsome. You are so pretty and beautiful. You are so much smarter than me. You are so witty and clever. You are so expressive, so real, so sincere. You always open yourself up and be so vulnerable. You are such a joy. You are so much fun. We always have such great adventures together. You are my best friend. I love you. You are such a good artist. You are passionate. You care. You are such a great mom. You are such a great dad. You are such great parents. You are all wonderful people. And so, just to share now, I just finished reading to perhaps explain to those, to give some context, and it's part of my self-reflection on this, that I noticed how in my past that uh, after going through writing today and investigating a particular emotion of regret and using equal videos on regret, and that helped open up a point where I saw how the regrets of never saying saying things, saying, let's say, like how I felt or what I thought or what I saw with another person. And that I remember being like this first memory, this one person, just like a childhood friend, who immediately like moved away, who only spent like one day with, and afterward I had this feeling of regret, where I regretted not saying to him like, "You're such a great friend," and I sort of internalized that and blamed myself, where it was like, I should have said something, and the justification I had was like this fear, like, oh, I'm afraid of saying it, and I never supported myself. Where now, within looking in the past, I supported myself by showing myself the common sense that with fear, it's normal to feel fear. You just have to push through it and just share. And so I noticed how after that, throughout my whole entire life, that I always reference that memory. And whenever I met someone, anyone, and that basically built onto it over and over with each new person, that I never shared myself and what I saw, what I thought, what I felt, and directly seeing who they are and sharing that, and sharing me in relationship with them. And so, yeah, that's why I did this I already wrote this down for myself, and even writing itself down was like a whole process of writing down to actually say this within written word. That's even like a huge step. So for this video, I decided to also share it within words, just as see what would happen, and also as support for others as well. Real time sharing, showing, I think it'd be really cool. So that's why I did it. So also noticed too while I was saying it how I would sort of like swallow and be like kind of tight, as if it's like a suppression where I don't want to say these things, or it's kind of weird. So that was a cool physical cross reference. And there is kind of like a physical suppression, like physically I'm saying these words which I never said to anyone, or it was suppressed. So that's interesting how on the physical level that would occur. And yeah, also too, within sharing this and saying this, I can feel with my body on a physical level fear. Like I can feel like in this sense fear like being in my arms. It's kind of like inside my body, where it's kind of like a shaking or shivering, like a shivering of fear. And I can see how that's in relation to sharing myself and saying these words. And yeah, it just makes sense in terms of what I've investigated, and this would be here. But I did push through, and I didn't let it stop me. And I noticed how the difference when I actually reference the moment of the person where I would actually be saying this to this person. It is interesting how each person is different, and the level of suppression is different. And for example, like with the words "I love you," how I was referencing one person, and how within that I was like, oh my gosh, those words, as if they were like the biggest deal ever. And interesting to see how with different words there's different levels of information, of reaction, and yeah. And so this is all, if you're not familiar with the process of living words, if you look at that, you'll be able to have a better context understanding of words, and how words really together form who we are. And we can utilize words to change who we are. Yeah, so look up soul, which is SOUL, in living words. I'm sure by Googling that, you will find a website. And yeah, then you could follow the same process I'm doing. So yeah, it's all within the words. And here, yeah, okay, I think that's it. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.